Hi, Ilya. Let's take a look at this new set of essays you've written for us, okay? Okay, getting married and giving birth in your 30s. Let's see what you said. People throughout both the developed and developed world have debated whether or not to start a family at the age of 30 or more. Okay, I don't know if it's so much that they have debated whether they should start a family, but whether it's better to do that, okay? So maybe this is what you should have included here. Let's try it a little differently. So they have debated whether it is better or not to start a family at the age of 30 or more. I believe that getting married and having children after 30 years old is a negative trend, while starting a family earlier is beneficial for individuals. This essay will argue that starting a family before 30s is a positive trend, using examples from the Russian Pediatric Institution and Moscow State University to demonstrate points of both arguments. Okay, fine. There is ample evidence that when individuals start a family in their 30s, there are considerable downsides related to this. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, there are more health risks related to pregnancy after 30 with a Y. For example, recent empirical studies by Russian Pediatric Institution demonstrated that women are advised to give birth before their 30s, as this is the ideal period to give birth. Consistent with this line of thinking is that individuals may have less time for family life and to provide support for their children, as the average lifespan of a person in Russia is about 60 years old. Okay, this is something that you should have added to. All right, so what's your point? What are you trying to tell us? So you needed to extend this. It's an interesting argument that since people's life expectancy is rather low, it's important for them to have children early so that they can raise their children and, you know, be a support to them when they're still, you know, young. So you needed to add a little more to this, okay? And then, of course, remember that it's important to write a conclusive statement at the end of your paragraph, which links it back to the sentence in the beginning. Okay. Although there are possible drawbacks of getting married before 30. Okay, now why do I keep saying 30? Because this is right, in their 30s, but here it's just before 30. All right, so the structure is a little different depending on how you phrase it. The positive aspects of this cannot be overstated. This is largely because there are more chances for individuals to get married and start a family. For example, on extensive research, let's get rid of Anne. So extensive research by Moscow State University showed that women in their 20s have 50% higher chances of finding a partner than after 30 years old. It must not be forgotten that the younger people, the higher the likelihood of having babies in a family. Okay, you really needed a comma here because then it becomes difficult to read. Let's try it again. It must not be forgotten that the younger people are, comma, the higher the likelihood of having babies in a family. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt that it is beneficial for people to start a family life before their 30s. From the arguments and examples provided, I believe that getting married after 30 years old is a negative trend. It is more advisable to start a family before 30, as individuals have better chances to get married and have children. All right, it's fine. I like what you did here. You talked about having children in this paragraph, then you talked about getting married in this paragraph, so that was absolutely appropriate. It was well done. Yeah, I don't really have any major concerns about it. I think what you did was a good way of organizing your paragraphs. So it was well executed, Ilya. Okay, let's take a look at your next essay. So let's take a look now at your letter to the restaurant. Dear Sir, Madam, I am writing to express my dissatisfaction. Why? Because it's a formal letter. You don't know who you're writing to. They're certainly not your friends. So it's important to keep the tone formal. And to do that, we don't use any contractions. So let's look at it again. Dear Sir, Madam, I am writing to express my dissatisfaction with the poor service I experienced while dining at your restaurant. Please let me elaborate. My wife and I were planning to celebrate our anniversary at your restaurant, so I made a reservation for a table on the terrace in advance with a comment regarding the event. However, comma, upon arrival we were informed by the hostess that she could only provide the table inside. A table inside. It's not like there was just one table inside, right? I was frustrated as we wanted to have dinner outside to enjoy the fresh air and starry skies. In addition, okay, In addition, not only could we not order most of the fish meals as the restaurant had run out of them during the night, comma, but also ordered meals were not fresh. Okay, so what I did was I had to change the grammar around a little bit, because when you start a sentence, yeah, I know you have the in addition, but you can just ignore the in addition because it's really just a linker. Your sentence essentially starts with the words not only, and so that requires you to use a certain grammatical structure called inversion. All right, where the words that follow have to be in question order. Okay, so that's why it's not only could we not order, all right? But also the ordered meals, because you're referring to the specific ordered meals that you had requested. Okay, so I must complain about the poor service your staff provided and the lack of management regarding food supply during weekends. Nevertheless, comma, I paid for the food. Nevertheless, I paid for the food. We were not pleased with such experience. All right, that sentence has a problem. Nevertheless, I paid for the... I don't understand with such experience. That I think you mean something else. Nevertheless, even with such an experience, I paid for the food we were not pleased with. Therefore, I suggest that I be given a full refund. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay. You can't end your letter here with regards because you've already used dear sir, madam, and this really kind of obligates you to use yours faithfully. When we don't know the name of the person we are writing to, in a formal letter we have to use yours faithfully. It's just one of the conventions of letter writing. Okay, so you did everything you're supposed to do, no problems. Everything was fine. There were just some little things in terms of grammar, in terms of vocabulary, things like that. But on the whole, it was well done. Just don't forget about this. Dear sir, madam requires yours faithfully with the F lowercase. All right? Go ahead and correct these essays, return them back to us, and let's see what you write for us the next time.